My name is George Retes. I'm here today not to reopen old wounds, but as a veteran, a father, and an ordinary person who still believes in the promise of this country and the values represented by our flag. I respect law enforcement, I respect the men and women who serve, but I also believe that accountability is not the enemy of respect. It is its foundation. On July 10th, 2025, I was confronted by ICE agents on my way to work. I want you to understand exactly what that looked like, not because I want sympathy, but because it exposes a crack in the law that must be fixed. I was driving to my job as a security guard at a licensed farm in Camarillo, California. Federal immigration agents were lined across the road leading to the farm. I identified myself as a US citizen and a veteran, but that didn't matter. Agents smashed my window, sprayed tear gas and pepper spray into my car, dragged me out. I was choking on gas, unable to breathe, while officers shouted conflicting commands even after I complied. They pinned me down, one kneeling on my back and another kneeling on my neck, while my hands were already behind me. I was first taken to a Navy base where agents collected my DNA, and after that, I was taken to a detention center and held for 3 days without charges. No phone call, no lawyer, no medical care, even though my skin burned from the chemicals. I wasn't allowed to shower. On Friday morning, they placed me on suicide watch. Suicide watch is a yellow concrete room with a concrete bed and a thin mattress. Light stays on 24/7. You're stripped naked and put in a hospital gown. A guard watches you constantly. I remained in those conditions from Friday morning until the moment I was released. My family had no idea where I was. I was released without explanation and without a single charge. The entire experience violated the very principles I fought to defend. And here's the truth. It happened because of a gap in the law that allowed it. If these had been state or local officers, I could take them to court right now and demand answers. But because they were federal agents, they are shielded by a blanket of immunity. That's why I'm here. The point is not to look backward, but forward. What can we do together to ensure this never happens again? This is not about politics, it is about principle. It's about fixing a flaw that undermines the freedoms we claim to protect. I still believe in the flag, I still believe in the ideals that make this country worth fighting for. But belief alone is not enough. We need action, we need accountability, and we need laws that reflect the values we say we stand for. Thank you for allowing me to speak, and I hope my experiment serves as a call to strengthen, not weaken, the trust between citizens and the institutions sworn to protect all of us. And yeah, that's my testimony.
No, thank you for your courage. We appreciate that.
We have a Trump regime that is so deeply racist that is going after every immigrant community. Nobody is immune to this, quite frankly, unless you are a white South African, the only group of people that is welcome to this country under our refugee policy now. And we are seeing, devastating and racist treatment of our Somali American community now, of our Afghan community, of course, the Latino community. But again, nobody has been immune to this. I've been to the Eloy Detention Center in Arizona multiple times. I've talked to dozens of women there about the horrific conditions, about the abuse and misconduct and the torture that they have experienced. And it is just, I just want to echo what my colleagues have said in terms of accountability, because we cannot allow the authoritarianism and the corruption that is occurring with the Trump regime to go without them being held accountable. So I was grateful to hear your testimony today, but I wanted, for those who may have missed it, if you each could say one takeaway for the public that you would want them to take away, especially for those who may be shutting their eyes and still skeptical about what ICE is doing in this country. What would you want them to hear about what you experienced? And we'll start with you, sir.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
What is one takeaway for the American public that you would want them to have from your experience?
Something I would want the public to take away is that your voice matters. All of our voices matter. All of us up here, your voice, my voice, everyone, every single person, our voice matters. And so that's what I want them to take away. Sharing that story, sending it, sharing all these stories, it matters. Our voices really do matter. I mean, it's brought us all here. It's brought us to this point. And like everyone has said, it's our voices, our stories that make changes. And so that's what I want everyone to know is our voices matter.